How we doing, guys? Welcome to the preview and the predicted lineup. It's Lons, it's the Champions League, and we've got the opportunity of qualifying tonight. Now, we can qualify without the security of winning the group tonight, and we can also qualify with the security of winning the group tonight. So, a few permutations, a few if, buts and maybes. What could possibly happen when you look at the group at the moment? We're sitting top. PSV are second in the group, Lons are third, and Sevilla are fourth. Now, how can we qualify without winning the group? It's very simple. We draw. If we draw the game tonight, then we qualify, but we haven't won the group if PSV beat Sevilla. If PSV lose and we draw, then it doesn't matter. We will win the group anyway. If we win our game tonight against Lons, then there's no ifs, no buts, no anything. We have qualified, we've won the group, it's all good, everything's great, and we can move on. And we'd like to get the job done without the worry of going into match day 6, where we actually play PSV away, which is notoriously quite a difficult place to go. And, you know, if they've got the advantage of trying to qualify as winners of the group, they'll have that extra motivation and incentive. If you're looking at the rest of the Champions League groups at the moment, everybody's, you know, of course, has played 4 games and whatnot. Well, some have played 5 because there was matches last night. But let's have a look at who's currently second in all of the groups at the moment. And the reason why I say this is because obviously if you finish top of your group, then you've got the luxury, shall we say, of playing a team that finishes second. You can't play anybody that was in your group, and you can't play anybody from, your own association. So no Premier League team. If you're looking at Group A, at the moment, Copenhagen are second in the group. It's a very, very tight group with Galatasaray and Manchester United. Bayern Munich, they've won the group. It's done. Group C, currently Napoli are sitting second in that group, and they're near enough over the line. You've got Braga and Union Berlin in there. Real Madrid top the group. You go to Group D, you've got Inter Milan sitting second at the moment, level on points with Real Sociedad. So that one's going to be interesting. Salzburg, Benfica, they're done. So there's nothing to worry about there. It's either going to be one of Sociedad or Inter. These are one of the groups that have played 5. Atletico Madrid currently at the top. You've got Lazio in second on 10. So you'd have to say it's between Atletico and Lazio because Feyenoord are on 6 and Celtic are just abysmal. Then you've got another group which is 5, and this one's going to be so difficult to predict. But it's Borussia Dortmund that are currently top, but PSG are in second with that late penalty last night. Newcastle third, Milan fourth. But anybody can qualify still. Dortmund have already qualified, but what actually happens in terms of who goes in the second place and whatnot? Interesting, and it's PSG Dortmund in the next game and Newcastle Milan. Manchester City, they're already done, they've won, so you've got to look at who finishes second, and it's RB Leipzig. So it's nothing to even talk about in that one. Barcelona or Porto, those are the 2 sides that are currently in the first and second position, but you've got Shakhtar Donetsk on 9 points as well. So yeah, anything can happen. But yeah, if you finish second in your group, then you play a team that finished top. And like I've been saying at the moment, the teams that are top are Barcelona, Borussia Dortmund, Atletico Madrid, Real Sociedad, Real Madrid, and Bayern Munich. And yeah, I don't want to be playing Bayern Munich yet or anything. Thanks, I'm bored of that. We've only just got back in the Champions League. But yeah, listen, let's go and do our job. And I think that we do need to look further forward in certain aspects of certain things with, games in the Premier League. We're sitting comfortably. I say sitting comfortably, I mean we're sitting pretty at the top of the Premier League right now. But I do like to look at the games that we have after. Now, we got Wolves this weekend. Only worry for me with that Wolves game is because of what's been happening, with them and VAR. They get something in their favour. But that's a nice game to have at home, straight after Champions League game. But with our next game being away at PSV, if we qualify tonight, win the group and everything else, then we've got the luxury of being able to, say, right, we'll go and really change the squad for the PSV game. Because the Premier League games on either side of that, they could be quite difficult. We've got Aston Villa away. Now, that's going to be very difficult. And then we've got Brighton at home. Now, they're not in the greatest of form and they're not being as good as what they were last season. But we struggle at home against Brighton. So the last thing you want in between those two games is a really big game against PSV where you've got to go all out, play your main players. And then it's the risk, So I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, let's get the job done. And then we can focus on those games without having to worry about that one in the middle. Does that make sense? So, they've beaten us at their place. I think it would be very different tonight at our place. And I do think we'll win. And I do think it would be quite comfortable. But we will wait and see what happens. So let's go and get into the predicted lineup. Starting off in goal, David Raya. He will come back into the side. I have no doubt about that at all. Right back position, Ben White. I think, again, he will come back into the side. He came off the bench at the weekend and very straightforward one for me. Right centre-back, William Saliba. Do I need to say any more? He's getting all the plaudits at the moment, and rightly so. He is immense. Don't care what anyone says. I wouldn't swap him for any defender in world football. I'm so happy with him. He is immense. Left centre-back is Gabriel. His performances are going under the radar because of Saliba, but he's been just as immense. Left back, Zinchenko. I think this one is a very straightforward one for me. And I feel that the back line kind of takes care of itself, if I'm honest. Moving into the midfield area. I think that there may well be some changes here. I think there may well be something a little bit different. First of all, I will go with Jorginho. I feel that he may well start this game. I feel that it will allow Declan Rice to play a little bit more advanced. And he causes a lot of problems in the Champions League when he's able to do that. And I just feel that Jorginho for this one will come into the side for it. On the right-hand side, Bukayo Saka can have a quiet 90 minutes for all I care if he produces one moment of magic with a cross like he did for Kai Havertz. And it's a very straightforward one for me. Next to him, Martin Odegaard came back into the side, obviously from injury against Brentford. It's good to have him back. Still wasn't, the Martin Odegaard that we know, but it wasn't a bad performance. And these are the kind of games, more minutes under the belt again. And we move forward. Next to him, I'm going to have Declan Rice. Very straightforward. I've run out of things to say about him. I actually feel bad that we bought him for £100 million. I actually feel like we've ripped West Ham off. He's that good. But very straightforward for me. On the left-hand side, I'm going to go with Martinelli. I feel that he will start the game. I was very kind of debating Trossard or Martinelli. I just feel for a Champions League game and the space that we should have, Martinelli for me. He will get the nod on this one. Up front, as the main striker, Gabriel Jesus played 60-odd minutes against Brentford. Wasn't a performance that you write home about, but at the end of the day, he got those minutes under his belt. And I was close to looking at this and thinking, do we play Kai Havertz as that number 9? I feel Havertz might well start in the Premier League on Saturday, but I feel in the Champions League, Jesus in particular has been really good in this campaign. So I'd like that to continue. So that's what I would go with Jesus up front. So there we go. That is it for the preview and the predicted lineup. As usual, let me know in the comment section whether you agree or disagree. If you do disagree, what selections would you change? I think that's a very strong lineup. I would go all out strong, get the job done, win the group, and then we don't have to worry about match day 6 in between those two difficult Premier League games. So that's my thought process behind it anyway. So there we go. Listen, watch out for the match reaction after the game tonight. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.